This is K9WLW. I have another short video today. I had a viewer inquire about how to set up his ICOM to cross mode on the Openspot 3 over to the DMR TGIF network. Sort of a special request. I do have a cross mode from DStar to the other modes video. And I have to admit, in that video, I did not set up a cross link to the TGIF network or a cross mode. There's a couple of wrinkles that you have to jump through or plow your way through in order to get over to TGIF, number one. And cross moding is a little tricky to set up, but it's not impossible. Unlike the other modes of cross mode for DMR from the DStar radio, there's no quick command as of yet that will automatically switch you over from the DStar world over to TGIF. You have to kind of set up the hotspot to be ready for that transition. In the video where I cross-moded to Brandmeister, you can be in the DStar world and just do a BM followed by the Brandmeister server in the UR call, and it'll transition directly into Brandmeister from wherever you are. There is no quick command to jump over to TGIF. So, the only method that I can see that you could utilize to transition there would be to set up a profile. There are 5 available profiles on the Openspot, and I do have, I think, a prior video where I demonstrate how you can transition. So I'll only get into that a little bit because this is more about how to set up for TGIF. Currently, I'm on the Openspot and I am connected to a DStar reflector. I'm currently connected, I believe, to, I'm waiting for it to come up here. I wanted to choose a quiet one. Okay, I'm connected to, actually, it won't tell me because I have to reset the browser on this. My apologies. I'll do an info, repeater information. That'll tell us what I'm connected to.
Openspot connected to REF010 Bravo.
Okay, 10 Bravo. So I'm currently connected to DStar. Now, getting over to my profiles on the dashboard. Let me first get to the settings page. And on the settings page, oops, I didn't get the settings page. Hold on. There we go. I have 5 profiles set up. I use profile 1 to operate DMR Brandmeister from a DMR radio. I did set up profile 2 for DMR radio to TGIF. I set up profile 3 straight DStar, where I use the DStar radio to operate on DStar, and I set up profile 4 for DMR to YSF, and I set up profile 5 for DMR to FCS. So to kind of show you how to do this, I'm going to have to show you how to change profiles and how to build the profile to let you transition into TGIF. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave my profile 1 and profile 2 and profile 3 alone. I'm going to set this up in profile 5. You can set it up in whatever profile you want, but I'm going to set up in profile 5. Now, in an earlier video, I stressed once you set up your Openspot, you want to copy the settings of your profile to the other 4 profiles. So that way your call sign, your frequency, your DMR ID, your Wi-Fi information, everything will be set up in all 5 profiles. Now, for the first time, I'm going to modify profile 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to name it, where I can change the name. This isn't going to change the actual profile, but you definitely want to mark it with what I want. So I'm going to put DStar 2 TGIF. So I'm naming it DStar to TGIF, and then you hit save. Again, that's only changing the name of it. Okay, now, in order to transition to profile 5 the first time, I have to go to the top of the network page, and I'm currently using DStar on 3, so I'm going to change to profile slot 5. So I'm going to change this to 5. Oops, I didn't get that correct here, sorry. There we go, DStar to TGIF. And then I'm going to hit the change button right below that. Now, it isn't set up yet. It's saying it's changing profiles. Now, normally you would hear it announce, but because it was a DMR to YSF or DMR to FCS, the announcement goes out in DMR mode right now. See, I'm getting traffic, but I can't decode it with the DStar radio, but that's okay. I'll wait for the profile to boot up. Waiting for the browser to come back to me. Now, the easiest way to set a profile once you first go in, now remember, I copied all of the data to all the profiles, so all I have to do is go to the quick setup. I'm going to hit the quick setup. And this is the easiest way to set up your profile. Okay, now in this case, I'm doing this with a DStar radio, so please select type of radio. We're going to select DStar. Okay, and then we're going to select what we want to connect to with the DStar. Okay, in the case of the connectors, you've got the 3 DStars, the REF, XRF, DCS, XLX, Gateway, Brandmeister. Right below Brandmeister, you have DMR/Mark/TGIF/XLX. So I'm going to click on that connector. Now, you want to make sure you have your call sign, you have your DMR ID in place. Here's where there's a little snafu. In recent days, we have had to change or the password to get into Brandmeister. The Openspots out of the box have the password for DMR set to the word password spelled with a 0, PASSW0RD. That no longer gets you into Brandmeister, so I've already changed my password in order to get into Brandmeister. Well, I've come to discover that that new Brandmeister password will not allow me to get into TGIF. So, since my password has been changed, okay, I am going to have to change it back to password with a 0. So I'm going to erase it. It's a little bit clunky to erase this. I keep hitting the backspace. Hold on, I'm almost there. There we go. And now I hit the show button. That way you can see me typing it. The password, the default password, and this is the one that will get you into TGIF, is PassW0 Password with a 0. That's the default password, and it will get you into TGIF. Now again, you're changing it on the profile that you're using for TGIF only. If you have another profile set up for Brandmeister, you want to use your Brandmeister password. Okay, so now I have to pick the server. I'm looking for the TGIF server. So I'm going to go up to the server, and I'm going to scroll all through the server lists until I find TGIF in here somewhere. There's a lot of them to go through, so this will take a moment. Well, better yet, okay, rather than scrolling through a mile of servers, here's another trick. I should have thought of this. Erase the server, and then just type TG, and you notice how it's narrowed down the available searches that have TG in them to 1, TGIF. You tap on it, it loads in the server field. Now you can hit connect.
Openspot connected to MMDVN server.
Okay, it says the preferred DMR talk group list is not the TGIF network. Do you wish to change this? Yes, hit change.
Openspot connected to MMDVN server.
Okay, now I am connected to the TGIF server, and you can tell that by going to the status page. It shows that a server addresses the TGIF network. Now, in order to get into a talk group, you have to go into and load a talk group in the radio. This is where it can get a little tricky. I'm going to load up the main talk group for TGIF, which I believe is 31665. I have yet to program that, so I'm going to do a quick method, show you how to add it to your radio for programming. Okay, you go into the menu, you go into DV memory, you go into your call sign. I have a bunch of program commands. I'm going to go down to the bottom. Okay, and I'm going to hit the quick speech button to add a new command. So I'm adding a command. I'm going to name it TGIF. Rocker to the right. Oops, going the wrong direction here. Now, this is the main talk group for TGIF, so I guess I'm going to name it TGIF because that's the name of the talk group, TGIF. And I want to differentiate talk groups I have from Brandmeister already loaded in the radio. Anything that I use for TGIF, I'm going to precede with the word TGIF. So that's why it's going to be a TGIF, because that's the name of the group and the network. That way I won't confuse them with any Brandmeister talk groups. Okay. There we go. You hit the enter key twice. There's the name. Here is the command to link to or connect to a talk group in DMR from the DStar radio. You simply dial up the talk group number 316 5. Okay, enter again. There's the command, and then we write it. We're going to hit yes, and now I have that talk group in my list. Remember, I'm connected to the server I am not connected to, or patched into the talk group yet until I do load this into the to field. So I'm going to back out with the V, and I'm going to go to the to section again up here, hit enter. I'm going to go into your call sign, which is where I store all my special commands, where I can connect to all kinds of different things. And it's the very last one, TGIF, TGIF. So I highlight that, hit the enter key, and now the command 31665 is in the to field. I'll do a quick push to talk and release. And you will see now, not only am I on the TGIF network, I'm on TGIF Talk Group 31665.
Are you on Fusion or are you using Fusion?
Okay, so I'm getting traffic on 31665. So I can talk one of two ways. I can continue to keep keying up with the 31665. That's okay. Or you can switch to use reflector. Once you've keyed up the talk group the one time, you should be good to go with either leaving it in the to field,
Yeah, I'm not sure what your rate reading,
or using use reflector. Now, again, like Brandmeister, to get out of a talk group, you have to have programmed in your call sign a group call 4000. And I think I have that in here. I don't think I programmed a 4000 in this radio.
You've got a lot of screeching and breaking up.
Well, it looks like I don't have a 4000. Okay, so I will have to add a 4000 command to unlink from a talk group. 4000 works on Brandmeister. 4000, oh, there it is. I call it DMR unlink. This is the group call 4000 to unlink from a talk group. Push to talk, release. Oh, I didn't do it fast enough.
User rate is when you unpeat, it'll show up on the PyStar dashboard.
Now I'll do it. Okay, it doesn't announce when you unlink from talk group, so you have to confirm it by going to the status page. You'll see that I'm on the TGIF network connected to N/A, so I'm no longer in a talk group. I'm on standby on the TGIF network. So now I'm out of the talk group. Now, here's another little trick that I'm going to show you. Now that you've set up a second profile to use your DStar radio, there's a way to switch between them. Remember, I have a profile set up for DStar, which is 3, and profile 5 I just set up for DStar to TGIF. So I'm going to show you another little trick so you can jump back and forth. Okay, you want to go to the menu again, DV memory, your call sign, go down to the bottom of the list. I'm going to add a couple of new commands. Hit the quick speech button, add. Okay, I'm going to name this one Profile 5. I'm going to have I need to program a command to jump between Profile 3 and 5. So I can jump between DStar and TGIF. All from the DStar radio. Okay, so profile. I know this takes a little bit of time, but I just want to show you how this will work. So profile, and I think a demonstration will also be useful so that you understand it. So I'm going to have, the first one's going to be profile 3. That's the name. The command we put under the call sign is one You want to rocker all the way to the right to the 8th character. It won't go any further, so that's the 8th spot. The command from the UR call field to jump to profile 3 is simply 7 spaces, and then the 8th character, the number 3. That's the command. Add write it, hit yes. Now I have profile 3. Okay, I'm going to add a profile 5. So I'm highlighting the bottom one, hit the quick speech, add again. We're going to name this one, hit enter. I'm going to name this one profile 5. Now I know this is taking a while, but it's worth the energy to do this one time so you can jump very quickly between there. That way from one radio you have quite a bit of flexibility, and you won't have to use the dashboard at all hardly. Oops, PROF. This will be for profile 5. Number 5. And the command to jump to profile 5 in the call sign or UR call field, rocker to the right all the way to the last digit, which is the 8th spot. See, it won't go any further. That command is simply the number 5 in the 8th character. Okay, add write that, hit yes. Okay, my last two commands are a 3 and a 5 in the 8th character. Now I'm on profile 5. This is my jump between profile 3 for DStar and profile 5, which is for DStar to TGIF. So I hit profile 3. Oh wait, I got to back out, I'm sorry. Now I can go into it, go into the your call sign, go all the way down to the bottom. Profile 3 we're going to jump to. Enter, load that in the to field. See the command 3, the name, profile 3, which I named it. Quick push to talk release, and listen what happens.
Openspot, profile 3, ready.
It's ready to transition to 3. All I have to do is wait.
Openspot, connected to REF010 Bravo.
It remembers where I was in profile 3. I was in DStar, connected to 10 Bravo. So as long as I leave someplace and jump out of the profile, when I come back, it'll take me right where I was. Okay, we go to profile 5. Where were we in profile 5? We'd already set it up for DStar to TGIF. So highlight profile 5, hit enter, the command 5, quick push to talk release.
Openspot, profile 5, ready.
Wait a moment.
Openspot, connected to DMR server.
Okay, it is now reconnected to the TGIF network. I can also go to the talk group if I want, 31665, load that up, quick push to talk. And there we are, we're in 31665. And we can verify that because it says I'm connected to TGIF network 31665. You can put other TGIF ones in there or talk groups. Okay, remember I have my 4000, which was DMR on link. Okay, this time I'm going to show you when as soon as I hit the 4000, watch what happens to the connected to 31665. Disappears NA, so I'm not linked to any talk group. I'm still on the TGIF. See the message, MMTGIF? So that's confirming I'm still on their network. I can go back to DStar. Go down to the bottom. Profile 3 in my case. Push to talk release.
Openspot, profile 3, ready.
Wait for it to do its business.
Openspot connected to REF010 Bravo.
Reflector, use reflector. I'm ready for DStar. Anyway, okay, I hope that explains how to set up TGIF. If you've set up for Brandmeister, you've already changed the password because Brandmeister requires a password. Unfortunately, using that same profile to get back into TGIF, you will be blocked. You will get trying to connect to server, trying to get it to server, and it won't connect. So I suggest using a separate profile, set it up for DStar Radio to the TGIF network like I just showed you, and that should transition you over to the TGIF network if you set it up, and see how quickly you can go back and forth between that and the world of DStar. Again, using an additional profile, adding a few quick commands in the radio, you can transition back and forth very easily. Anyway, I hope that was helpful to my viewer that was looking for TGIF access from his DStar radio. So that should do it for now. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at CQ2meters, that's Charlie Quebec 2, followed by meters, Mike Echo Tango Echo Romeo Sugar, CQ2meters at yahoo.com, or feel free to comment below. Until next time, this is K9WLW 73s.